I am Ali Sadiq from Manchester, UK, and I'm a student. Because of COVID-19, all the prayer rooms in colleges have been closed, and I'm struggling to fulfill my prayer. I tried to talk with the school, but they didn't agree on opening the prayer room. Lots of other students are also struggling. What should we do? Brother Sadiq has asked a very important question, especially in this pandemic that is there throughout the world. We have this COVID-19. And he says that in his college, all the prayer rooms are closed. And when he goes to college, he cannot pray, so what should he do? And this problem is there. Since you're living in UK, Manchester, I do not know whether the college that you are studying in, is it run by a Muslim or a non-Muslim organization? I'm not aware of it. So I'll give you both the answers. As far as you're living in a non-Muslim country or going to a non-Muslim institution, but naturally if it's a non-Muslim country, you have to follow the law of the country. If the country has said the mosque has to be closed, it has to be closed, you have to follow the rule. If it's a non-Muslim institution, you have to see to it, you have to follow the rule. What should a Muslim do? I've mainly spoken to many muftis and many scholars, especially in the Muslim countries. And I have told them that if you think there is a medical problem and you fear that due to opening of the mosques, the COVID-19, the coronavirus will spread, I said that if you have taken the precaution and closed all the other activities and closed the mosque last, the difference of opinion whether the mosque should be closed or not. We won't go into that. That we'll discuss later on. But even if you agree that mosque should be closed, so I told them that the mosque should be closed the last. If there's a total lockdown where everything is closed and then you close the mosque, whether right or wrong is secondary, it can be accepted. But we find in many Muslim countries, what they do, they say that if we have a total lockdown, then there'll be economic loss of billions of dollars every day. So what they do a partial lockdown. In the partial lockdown, they keep all the malls open and they close down the mosque. They say if we close all the activities, then there'll be a loss of billions of dollars. If we keep some of the activities open and close more than half of the activity, then the loss would be minimal. So you find in many Muslim countries, there are partial lockdown where they keep the shopping malls open and they close the mosque and the musalla. So I asked them question that you're keeping the shopping mall open because you don't want a loss in your financial of the country. Imagine when you keep the shopping mall open and if a person comes to shop, and if he wants to offer salah, where will you offer salah? Okay, fine, you may tell him, okay, when he goes to the shopping mall, he should not stay for more than 1 or 2 hours. He can shop and go back. Okay, hypothetically agreed. A person who comes to shop, if there is enough time between 2 salah, he comes for 2 hours or comes for 1 hour and goes back, accepted. I am asking you the question, and I asked this to some of the muftis and the scholars, that the person who's sitting in the shop, who's a Muslim, who's a salesman, he is there from morning till evening, maybe for 10 hours, maybe for 8 hours. Where will he pray? And they were silent. I said, are you telling me that you are telling the Muslim should go as a salesman and sit in the shopping mall and sell goods and should not pray? Haram. It is a major sin. It is the 4th major sin. If you deliberately do not offer salah knowingly, it is haram. So I told them, oh yes, it's a very good point. And that should be noted. And I discussed with many. Okay, if you want to close down all activities, close down the complete mall, so that Muslims will not go to the mall, they will not be salesmen. Whether right or wrong, we can discuss later on. It's acceptable. But you keep the malls open, and you close the musallas, and you close the mosque, where will the Muslim pray? Are you trying to tell me that earning money is more important than offering salah? The first thing Allah will ask you on the day of judgment, the first deed is about your salah. So I ask, how can a Muslim, if a non-Muslim country does that acceptable, how can a Muslim country which have got religious scholars, which have got muftis, How can they do a partial lockdown, and in that partial lockdown, they stop the mosque and they close the musalla? How can they do it? And when I discussed, they said, you are perfectly right, we'll put it in a committee. Some said, okay, we'll see to it. My job is to convey the message. Now coming to your question, what should you do as a Muslim? See, if the authorities are not following the right thing, you should see to it that you follow your Islam. It is further for every Muslim to offer 5 times salah every day, unless it's a woman who's menstruating or postpartum after delivery, the few cases. Otherwise, all the other adult men and women, under all other cases, whether they're sick, they should pray salah. Whether they are going for qital, even in the battlefield they have to offer salah. It's mentioned in Surah Nisa chapter 4, Psalm 100, 100, 203, that pray while standing, if not standing, sitting, if not sitting, while lying. If you are in the battlefield, let one group pray and the other group keep watch. After the first group finishes, the first group keeps watch, the second group pray. Imagine in the battlefield where life is in danger, there you have to pray. Where does the question come that for earning your living, you don't have to pray? So I disagree with this at all. So you as a Muslim, what you do? You have to see to it that if you want to go for shopping, if you can go shopping and come back in time, you don't miss any of your salah, no problem. Or see to it, you pray somewhere. If you are a Muslim working in a shopping mall and your boss calls you, you have to tell your boss, see to it that you get me a place for praying. If you can arrange for me a place for praying, see to it is legal, I will come. If not, I will not come. I would prefer my salary being cut, no problem. Economic loss is no problem, but akhirah loss is not acceptable. There is no way at all a Muslim can go to a mall as a salesman and spend the full day and not offer his Zohar, Asar, Maghrib. Impossible. There is no two doubt at all. They have to make arrangement for salah. Either they keep the musalla open or they have something. Now you as a student living in UK, and if your institute is, what you should do, I would advise you that take a pocket sajjada. A pocket sajjada, you know, it can fold and keep in your pocket. It's a thin plastic material. It can easily fit into your pocket. Pray in any corner of the mosque. Sorry, in any corner of the college. See to it that it doesn't obstruct. See you face the Qibla. In any corner, play. If possible, if you have one of your friend, 2 people pray, it makes a Jamaat. Praying in Jamaat is afzal. Praying in the mosque is a must, but the mosques are closed. Pray in Jamaat with your friend, 2 people, no problem. Don't make a big Jamaat. Pray, you fulfill. If not, at least pray alone. If you go to the college and if you cannot pray and they stop you from praying anyway, don't go to college. What will happen? Okay, miss study, no problem. Study at home. Online teachings are there. Worst comes to worst scenario, you will fail 1 year, no problem. Failing in studies here is better than failing in the akhirah. There is no option whatsoever of missing salah under any circumstances for a male adult. He has to pray, even if he's sick. If he cannot stand, sitting. If he cannot sit, lying. He has to pray, whether COVID-19 or not. At the time of the Prophet said, don't leave the city if you find a plague, and don't go to the city if there's plague. The hadith is there. We know at the time of the Sahabas, there was epidemic, there was no pandemic. Epidemic means it is there, the contagious disease is there in that locality. What they did, that they were in groups. The groups didn't mix amongst each other, but they prayed. I've never heard of any hadith where the mosques have been closed. Never. They took precaution. One group did not mix with the other group. Alhamdulillah. They prayed in Jamaat. They prayed shoulder to shoulder. They prayed feet to feet. So the thing is that if the authorities are not agreeing with you, okay, don't break the law. You follow the law of the country. See to it you follow Islam also. Take a sajjada, pray in a corner. If that is not allowed and if that is not permitted by the law of the country or the law of the institute, don't break the law. Stay at home, pray at home, don't go to college, don't go to work. Praying is a fard. There is no option at all that you can miss your salah. So try your level best to go to the workplace and offer salah the way you can, the best in Jamaat, if not in Jamaat alone. If you cannot, the least you can do is don't go, stay at home. Even if you have to miss your studies, no problem. If you have to miss your work, maximum your salary will be cut. They cannot be anything more that they can do. But praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more important than anything else. It's the most important, and you cannot miss under any circumstances. Hope that answers the question.